break, like in tears. Like people could hear me outside the car. Like people were walking by, like, what is wrong with this guy? I'm just, because I'm just vaping with the windows up because it's hot and dying laughing. I'm like, what is he vaping? Yeah.
I think I need to plug my earbuds in because they're probably going through my mic as well. And 2 minutes before the show, and then all of a sudden, hey, it's your turn to get a joke. That's
Well,
just,
yeah, it is.
you're a
I
rat
mean,
bastard.
I know I can't help it. That's what I do.
There you go. Now you're plugged into my earbuds, so hopefully you don't come to my mic.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, do you have a joke or not?
Yeah. So what was it?
Come on.
What do you call a teacher that touches his students?
Oh God. I don't. Shit. What?
A PDF file.
Wow.
I don't know why. It made me laugh so hard. I was done.
Oh my God. Oh my, that's what. Oh my, dude. Wow.
I'm sorry. I lost it. Like I'm still like
I mean, that's just so wrong. It's so fucking funny. That's just like, holy fuck. I'm just feeling like an like what?
Yep, I just said it.
Oh, wow. Holy crap.
Oh, and everybody's gone.
This is like.
Yeah, that's how my lunch break was. It's just like little one-liners like that. Luke's, Matt, and me just go back and forth.
Yeah, here I am working, and I have the silent all day because I'm in my office. So I look at 138 minutes. I'm like, oh, I ain't going back to the bus yet.
Yeah, dude, you got a little 30-minute lunch break. I gotta keep myself entertained.
That's right. 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Big Country here, and welcome back to another episode of Team Goonies Live, episode number 8.
Yep.
Episode number 8, and you see we're missing another one. It's like we can't. When's the last time we had all 3 of us on the board?
Like the 4th episode.
Buckeye, he's sick. He is he's hugged up on the couch.
Yep, he laid up on the couch with the puppy.
Yeah, he's sick. So hey, it happens, right? It happens. But we do have a couple things. We're talking about the recipe here in just a little bit. Last week's challenge, the hey Roofy, how you doing, buddy? Welcome, man. Welcome, Matt down at what do you call a good-looking girl in West Virginia? A visitor? Yep, that was Matt.
Yep, that was said earlier today.
Rat bastard.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Buckeye sick. We got the title of the video is called Throwback. And why is it called Throwback? Because Mr. Micah seems to believe that this guy right here, it's the Kangertech Dripbox 160. Seems to believe, he swears he loved this thing when it was out and it was going before his broke. He feels like it could have been a lot more successful, but it came out too early.
Yep.
So we found them, and 3 of us got one. Micah got a new one. Of course, Buckeye and myself, first time trying it. If you don't know what the Dripbox 160 is, it's a squonk mod, dual 18650 box, Kangertech. I don't know what chip this is, but it's just a normal box. It goes up to 160. And I have my
Nano?
Yes, the Wasp Nano RDA on here. I was going to use the DRSQ with Micah, but I couldn't find mine. I'm sure mine's in the box somewhere. Just so we can have similar experiences. We'll talk more about that here in a little bit. But you know, it wouldn't be a vape show. Let's talk about Hey, Mitch, you know what? Wait till you hear me talking. You're going to hear me say the exact same thing. Mitch, he just wrote in underpowered.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things we talked about earlier in the week. But yeah, we'll get to that here in a little bit. But it wouldn't be a vape show if we didn't talk about what we're vaping on. So, Micah, you go ahead and tell me what you're vaping on.
Well, I'm using, what do I have in here? I think I have frosting and the squonk. And then I'm dripping the weekly challenge juice on the recurve dual in this Modus.
That's Modus 3, yeah?
Yeah, the Dominican. Yep.
That's all your racks are we vaping on right now?
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm still vaping on. Vaping? I'm vaping. Where's Voop at? Voop will be here in a little bit. I did my review on the Smoke Morph 219 kit earlier in the week, but I'm still vaping on it. There I go, vaping again. I'm still vaping on it. I like it. I like the mod. I'm also vaping on still the Pulse 80 with the Profile RDA on top, which is what the weekly recipe is in. Vaping on the Kanger. And I'm also, right now I'll sit here, I'm vaping on the Voopoo Nano, the Drag Nano. And what do I have for juices in the Smoke and the Kanger, or is both the one, my all-day vape. And like I said, in the Pulse and the Profile is the weekly juice, which is right here. And in the Drag Nano, I am vaping on some Skrilla Vanilla from Van Val Vapor, a 12 mg juice. Freebase, not Nick Salts.
Yeah. Woo, 12 mg freebase.
Well, in a pod, it's good.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna drip that shit.
Remember those days?
Oh
yeah,
no,
when we all
no.
first started, 18
I started
milligram.
at 6 though. I was good.
I started at 18. And that was back. I mean, what did I have? I was running an Aspire Nautilus tank. Those little skinny coils with a iTaste MPV2, which went up to what? I think it went up to 18.5.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. Oof. Yeah, those were the days. It was a big old square. Like the iTaste MPV was it was actually a battery pack. Like you could use it to recharge any USB device.
Yeah.
But it had a little 510 on top of it. That was my because all the little sticks back in the day didn't give me the the power that I needed. Oh my gosh, that was a long time ago.
Good. All right, so just so y'all know, Micah cannot see chat. He's on his phone, so I'll be relaying anything to him. But Rufy says, I just hook up with the hot-ass women on Zuka dating site. Let the good times roll. Play pin open for business, okay? Matt says, focus. Y'all are a little blurry. No, we're not. It's that Costa Rica internet you got. Mitch
Make
comes,
that hamster pedal faster. Get better connection speed.
And Mitch comes behind him and says, nope, perfect here, no blurs. One Eye Vapor said, what up, Micah?
What's going on?
You got Chris Vapes. Welcome, sweetheart. Lucha. Somebody, are they calling you Mac?
That's Mac. One Eye Vapor. Mac.
He's
in Norway.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know that. And yes, you're right, Mitch. Only 22 millimeter addies fit on the Kanger.
Yeah.
Yes. I know I'm sexy. I know this. Asphodel. Hello there from France. Welcome from France.
All right.
It's a long trip.
We got Norway. We got France.
Have a seat. Take a break. I know it's quite a long trip. We'll be here for about another 50 minutes. Take a break. All right. So now, the title, like I said, it's called Throwback. We're going to be talking about the Kanger Tech. But real quick, the recipe. The recipe of the challenge last week was a blueberry crumble cake, which Bucket and Holland, he said he's from Holland, you racist.
Oh, not Norway, Holland. My fault, Mac. We don't know geography in the United States. They don't teach us that. It's over there in the same place, right?
Right, yeah, it's over there.
Yeah.
So, that way. So, Buckeye and I wound up, after we shared our recipes today, we both looked at, me and him both used this one flavor, and we realized, I think between us talking about it, that's just what my recipe and his recipe, we both just know suck. It's so peppery, it's just nasty. We're not even going to share it. We're not even going to show you. That's how bad it is. This bottle's going to go right in the trash right after the show. It's just bad. Me and Buckeye felt it. The flavor that we, the flavor that we used, both of us used independently, but the same, was blueberry cinnamon crumble from Capella. That thing was just nasty. It ruined the whole drew. We think everything else would have came in. Like we had different recipes, of course, but I think that one thing, if I should have tried to do the crumble from scratch, we would have made it better. But our recipe sucked. But apparently Micah's did good on his because he's been vaping his shit all day and he likes it.
Yeah.
So actually I'm driving to Denmark, Sweden, so you're kind of right.
See, look at that.
TBF, Europeans usually don't really know much on how to place your various states. Hey, well, see?
But neither do we. Like we know the
right. We know our states, but we don't know anything else.
We know the coast. We get into the Great Plains. It's like Kansas is in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do you guys even DIY? Yes, I DIY. So anyway, Mike, talk about he wasn't able to put it in ELR because he's an ELR noob. And
whatever. You know exactly. So I was getting an error. I tried to load it like 3 times, and every time I would save the recipe, like I screenshotted it and sent it to them, with the flavors blurred out. But every time I went to save the recipe, ELR was giving me an issue. And I should have logged into the laptop and done it from there, and I just didn't think about it. I have Blueberry Extra at 4%. I've got Blueberry Wild at 2%. Blueberry Jam at 1%. And then Bilberry at 0.5%. So that's my blueberry base right there. And I use that a lot. I don't always use jam. Like I just use jam every once in a while. I think I use the jam in my yogurt and one of my other mixes. And I was like, well, maybe it'll help give it like, that thickness, that viscous, maybe it'll just help with the flavor profile. So
that's a solid mix though. Solid blueberry base.
And so, of course, I was looking at recipes online because I was like, in my head, I was thinking of a like a cobbler. And I'm like, what's a blueberry crumb cake? So I was looking at actual like dessert recipes. And a lot of people put cinnamon and lemon zest in their cake batter. So I did 0.5% of cinnamon, which I still can't find on ELR, by the way. When I type in cinnamon, it's just cinnamon from TFA. It's not cinnamon spice. It's not cinnamon.
Yeah,
it's
cinnamon. Type in cinnamon and space TPA.
Yeah, I can't get it to pop up. Like, it's driving me crazy. But of course, like I said, my ELR is being stupid. And then lemon Sicily from Cap. And then I did vanilla cupcake at 4%. So that's my cake. Like I was like, I'm not going anywhere else. Like I love vanilla cupcake, and it'll add some of the vanilla to it, sweeten it up a little bit. And then for my crumb, like I went biscuit. I went biscuit at 1%. I did golden butter at 0.5%, brown sugar at 0.5%, and then meringue at 1%. So that's what I was going for my topping, my crumb topping. And off the shake, like it was just biscuit, blueberry jam, and cinnamon, like fighting with each other. And it was like, I was like, oh, this is horrible. This is not going to be good. Like with the lemon Sicily, like hanging out at the end, like not melding in there. After a week, not quite a week, I mixed it on Saturday. That biscuit is finally starting to fade out. The cinnamon is just a hint. The lemon is falling off. Like I don't taste the lemon in it at all. That would need to be up. But I really think if I lowered the biscuit, that I would actually really enjoy this. It's vapable for me. The biscuit's just still a little. It's not the crumb I wanted. I really wish that I had some sort of oat. Like a lot of the recipes I was looking at, like actual dessert recipes, they do like an oats. Like Quaker oats.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they mix that with butter and brown sugar, and then it hardens in the oven. But I didn't have anything like that, so I was like, we'll go with biscuit. We'll see how it works. The rest of the base is good. I'll change that up, and then I'm gonna play with this one a little bit. I'm gonna order some oats. And see
I think you got the best. You wind up having the best recipe just by sounding it. I think I'll mix yours up, try it out.
It's good. Like honestly, like I think if I did the biscuit at 0.5%. Maybe they would meld better, and maybe like I'll let it sit for another week and see how it steeps out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It might still lower. Like right now, it's still sharp in there a little bit. It's not like it was off the shake, but it's still not melding with the rest of the flavors. Like it's almost like that's kind of off by itself. It didn't steep into the rest.
I feel like the recipes we've gotten over the past few weeks are a little more complex to be able to have it ready in a week.
Well, yeah, there's some, yeah.
It's going to take some steeping. Like at Terry Ice Cream, I just tasted a little bit ago. It seems like it finally came around. That was from 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, hey, what up, Voop? Told you he'd be here. Yo, Voop. The Voop is on fire.
Yeah, so no, I used, that's all I took to work with me today. It's all I vaped this morning. That's what I got in the drip box. I'm enjoying it. Like that's one of those, though, that it works for me. Like if somebody was like, ooh, do you have a good recipe? I wouldn't be like, try this. You know what I mean? Like I still need to see where it goes. but it's more than vapable. And that blueberry mix together, I mean, I love that. I could just do that. That's almost like the blueberry custard that I do. You know, take all that other stuff out, add vanilla custard instead to that mix. That's a great blueberry custard.
You know, as Vidal, they ask, what's our opinions on steeping by gently heating it up, at least to mix it well. I haven't. I mean, I've heard people say good and bad things about it, but I haven't personally even attempted that yet. I mean, I've been mixing nearly 2 years now, but I've never used the heat method. And I've never really been in that much of a hurry to get a steep together. But I mean, I'm not saying I can't knock it, but I can't promote it either. I just don't know. Have you ever tried it?
I'm in the same camp with that. Like, I've read, that people, there's a lot of people that put the notes in the comments. Hey, try this, it'll help it steep faster. And you used to have people back in the day say, don't leave your, if you leave the top off the bottle, then you're going to lose this flavor. If you leave, so I've always said with the heat, like, nah, I'll let it sit. Like, I'm not in a rush with it. So I can, I'll let it sit and then I can taste it. Now, the problem there is sometimes I'll forget and I'll find a juice that's 6 months old. And I'm like, oh, that might've been good at like the 30-day mark. But now it's like everything's falling off. Well, there's nothing there.
I do have a cabinet, like kind of in the corner of the kitchen, on the back corner of the house, that gets like no circulation. So when it's in that cabinet, that's my steep cabinet, and it's dark, so it stays kind of warm and muggy in there. So, but when I first started mixing, someone suggested that I take the cap off daily and shake it, and that would help the steep process. And I've lived by that since then. So when I'm really I know it's got a long steeper, I'll put it in the cabinet, and every day or so I'll go in there, shake it up, take the cap off, and kind of squeeze it, let the breathe, get some fresh air in there, and pop it back up and put it back in there. Holly from New Zealand, Bubby Blindly, welcome, buddy. Hey, another. We got a New Zealander here.
We're all over the place. I love it.
A Hollandier here, and we got somebody from France.
Did you say a Hollandier?
Hey, a Hollandier. I mean, come on. What else are going to be?
Mac's going to love that. What are people from Holland called?
Hollandiers. You can't say Hollandian, like West Virginian or a Texan. Or
I think they're Dutch.
I don't know. I don't know, but then again, you said he was from fucking Berlin earlier or some shit.
Oh my God, now you're going to Germany. All right.
The best method, average vapor. I agree. The best method is just let it steep. Just let it sit. Yeah, that's for sure. That's the cabinet where I keep the bodies. Yes, absolutely, Matt.
It is.
That's why it's all warm and musty.
I've seen it.
There.
It's scary. Ugh.
All right, so let's talk about the Kangertech. And if you're in the chat, hey, how you doing, Voot, man? Nice to see you, buddy. If any of you ever had this Kangertech Drip Box 160, put your opinions in the chat about it. Now, Micah, first of all, Micah, go ahead and you talk about this thing and tell them, like, say it like, hey, you sold us on the getting it.
Okay, so I had this, I got this like 2 days after it came out, like after it hit the market. My vape shop ordered it because I had the original Drip Box, which was a single 18650.
And this is what back in 2016, right? 2016.
Yeah, this is 2016.
April 2016.
And so I bought it, and I used this. The RDA that it comes with is horrible. Like it's super spitback city. So I was using, back then there weren't squonking RDAs readily available. Like especially at vape shops. Like and this was back before I was before I knew you or anyone. So my information was very rare or limited, I guess is the word to say. So I went to my vape shop and we were looking. I found a Velocity clone, low profile, that came with a squonk pin that Tobacco made, and that's what I used on this thing for like, I don't know, until the day it died. I dropped it like 20 times, and finally the battery door broke. The little clip that holds the battery door in place, that little clip on the inside broke, and I still used it for like 3 weeks. I was putting tape around the mod to hold my batteries, electrical tape, so that the battery would stay connected. And then I finally put it on the shelf. So come 2017, a full year later, that's when we saw squonking RDAs hit the market. Like you said, like to me, the Dead Rabbit is what put squonking back on the map for me. Like I really enjoyed that RDA. I really enjoyed squonking with it. And I think that if there were more RDAs available when this came out, this would have really taken off. But what was out in 2016 to squonk with?
Squonking wasn't a huge thing.
Like the top RDA 2016 for most people was the Goon. It didn't come with a squonk pin. It was the Goon. I mean, that's when clamps were first really, like, I mean, somebody else did it before then, but that's what made clamps popular. You know what I mean? Squonking RDAs, now they did exist. There were high-end squonk mods. There were high-end squonk RDAs. That was way out of my league. You know what I mean? I wasn't buying that stuff. I wasn't looking online for that kind of stuff. It wasn't carried in vape shops. So I really think that if this would have hit the market in 2017, because what did everybody complain about when squonk mods hit the market? Everybody was like, "Where's the dual 18650? How long did it take for a dual 18650 squonk to come out that was popular?"
The rage.
And yeah, I mean, how many years later are we talking? When this was already there.
That rage was 28.
And now 22 millimeter addies are popular again. How many 22 millimeter addies have come out in the past year and a half? You know what I mean? When everybody was using 25s, like 25s was where it was at. Everybody was using 25 millimeters. And now people are making 22s again. Like, where were those when this was out? They didn't exist.
Hey, what's up, B-Dog? Welcome, buddy. Appreciate you coming by.
Now, it's got its flaws. I'm not saying it doesn't have its flaws. I was just trying to make the point that, I mean, I told y'all to get it for forever. Like, if you can find one, pick it up. Tell me.
I remember us early when we were first meeting when I was talking about, trying to, to experience squonking. You said, get the drip box, man. You said it numerous times over the past couple of years. And then, being Team Goonies and all, we do have some hookups out there, some connections, and some accounts we can take advantage of. And one of those accounts that we came across had these fucking things on there for $30.
Yeah, $30.
So it was like, it's just too damn cheap not to try. But you know what? 22 millimeter addy. My first impression with it, the display was nice. It came into a box where it was top open and it was like displayed very well. Put it in my hand, I'm like, hell, this is real metal. It's like, it's heavy, it's nice, it's durable. The bottle, I mean,
yep,
yeah.
We all know the bottle. That was one of the main issues with this thing.
We're going to try
crack eventually, and
I'm using
plastic.
I'm taking that from your playbook because I don't know yet. I haven't used it long enough for it to crack. But that pipe down the middle thing, I don't know. We're going to look around for a bottle that might be compatible with this thing. Let
me just say this. Anybody in the chat, you can type. I was thinking the Exotic BF squonk bottle might work on this because it's got the same, type fill system. So if y'all think, because you can get those for like $5, $7, something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure you can. Reload X is a pretty good flavor. The Nudge is the flavor banger for sure. Raven, hey girl, how you doing? Welcome. Sort of the question is, Micah said he enjoyed his experience with it, and the question is, I was asking him, do you think this would hold up to today's market? Now that I have it in my hand and I've used it, I don't think it will. But what I will say, since this was I gotta say the first dual battery squonk mod out there, and look at the shape. I mean, squonk mod, you can't really change the shape much, and you look at the shape and all that shit. But then think about from 2016 to now, how many mods have came with this shape? How many mods have came with this design? How many mods have came out that are similar to this? I mean, Kanger probably paved the way for all the shit we got now. I have to believe that. Who got in here? We got a couple other ones. Hey, Javier Rhodes or Rodea. Javier Rodea. Country, I'm building a clone channel for Mexican audiences called What's a Clone? Nice. Take a quick look when you have some bandwidth. I'd really appreciate your opinion. Regards from Mexico. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. Yeah, I'll click your name here in a little bit, and I'll go check out your channel for sure, man. Absolutely. Charles O'Neill, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Your life, the diamond shape needs to be. Yeah, I agree with that. You pay $10 for your Reload X. Yeah. I'm not saying. It's pretty comfortable in the hand, but in the pocket, and it's heavy. So being in the pocket, unless you got.
It's not a pocket mod.
It's not a pocket mod. I just think that the innovation in this during its time is what evolved into what we have now. I mean, you have to kind of say that since this was the first dual 18650 squonk mod.
Yeah, to see, and then I remember when the G-Box came out, I was excited. I was like, ooh, a dual 18650 mod, and then it was just that big round beast. And then you looked at it, G-Box uses the same bottles that this did. All Geek Vape did was take this and put it in a round casing. And I was like, you really? Like, it's not even different. And I was like, no, I'm not getting that because I already have a drip box. So
yeah, Kangaroo.
But it is underpowered. Like I have to vape this at 120 to get the same hit that I get at 100 with my other mods. But of course, when I was vaping it back in 2016, I wasn't vaping at 120. I wasn't doing, I wasn't into mech mods yet.
That's the one thing we said that night. Like an hour into it, I'm like, dude, I'm at 120 on a 0.14 single build. And I'm like, it's very underpowered already. It's underpowered, and I knew it right then. But you know what? It is what it is. So I may have it at 120 on a single, but it's probably already pushing out 95 to 100.
Yeah.
And Kangaroo has kind of been a question. I had people on the Smoke video earlier in the week saying they give credit to Smoke and Kangaroo probably help more smokers get off of cigarettes than any other companies combined. I mean, Kangaroo and Smoke have put out those devices that are easier for transitions during my experience that I know of. Prior to me starting to vaping, I don't really know much. But since I've been in the game, I think those two were very big in the beginning. But Kangaroo's kind of fell out the past couple of years. We're like, where have they been? And here recently, they've got like another pod system out.
Yeah, they just released that other little mod that they did, and it's almost like they're still not really trying to be innovative. Yeah, I almost want to be like, I think Jay just did a video on like their most recent one, and he was doing the same thing. Like he says, he's like, Kangaroo was on the map for a long time, and then they just went away.
Yeah. See, Raven asks if I remember the old school Ego pins with clear miser. I do not. Those are probably before my time.
No, with the silica wicks. Oh my gosh. Oh, silica wicks.
James, what's up, buddy? James Rivera says the CE4 tank RSV. I don't know. Asphodel, never had a chance to use the old pins. I only started vaping a year ago. Hey, I'm about 2.5 years in.
See, that's when the very first attempt I had at vaping, which is we're talking like before my kids were born. They're 8. So we're talking 8 years ago, was the little pins with the little silver tank with the glass tube in it, with the little silica wicks that you had to like they held like 2 mils of juice. They spilled everywhere. You had a little adjust dial at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah, that was my first experience. That was a long time ago. And of course it didn't take off. Like to me, like I wasn't getting anything out of those. I remember back then, like I was like, yeah, this isn't working.
Yeah.
I tried vaping a lot. Vaping for me was like, it took a lot of attempts to get off cigarettes. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't until I got my Rouleau RX200 and my Velocity RDA. When I got into RDAs, I was like, this is what I've been missing. Like I wanted the direct lung. Mouth to lung stuff wasn't working. Right. And people were like, well, some of the other tanks weren't really mouth, but they were mouth to lung-ish. They were so restrictive compared to what we have now. Mm-hmm. Wide open, and they were running max of 16 watts.
Well, hey, yo, Boss, what up, buddy? What's up, brother? Welcome. I do want to point something out. There's somebody up here talking about the drone. Now, if you're talking about the Lost Vape Drone BF Squonker, here's the thing. I really wanted
this
that.
Is like a ripoff.
I wanted that. It's doing DNA 250C. I wanted it. I wanted it so bad. I wanted it, and I was like, Michael, we got to get this.
I got it.
Then I started seeing some things on it. Started reading about it. Started looking at some videos, and I started noticing a couple things. I'm like, because on pre-order I could have got it for $130. Now it's like $180, $200. I was going to buy it. I had my heart set I was going to buy it, but then I started doing some more research and seeing things, seeing potential problems and actual problems, and I decided not to get it. But Michael wound up getting it in his possession. I don't remember how, but he got it. And some of the things that I were worried about, he's experiencing now.
I have juice all in the front plate. Like that, it has all leaked from however that, because there are squonk bottles off to the side. You know what I mean? So that connection in there to the 510, whatever tubing or whatever system they're using in there, I haven't taken it apart. But yeah, I have juice in my front plate, like around the screen, and you know what I mean? And it's,
yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
You know,
I mean, it still works. It works great. That was my first. The reason I wanted it was because that was my first DNA. So it was like, it's a squonker. I love the way it looks. Like I loved that Ultim. So yeah, but yeah, no, it's got juice in it. We were looking at it the other night. I'm showing you on video.
Yep.
There's
I'm
plenty
glad,
of juice. I'm not talking like a little bit. There's juice in my front plate.
In there. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get it. I didn't pull the trigger because I was really. I mean, I talked to you about it for months. I wanted it. I was going to get it. I was wanting it. Not because I like Lost Vape. I got a few other items. I got the Paranormal 250C, the Therion 166. I got the this right here, the Mirage DNA 75C. I like Lost Vape products. I got the Orion Q over there, so I like Lost Vape. And I really wanted that Ultimate black one, like the same color you got, because I was going to put the Goon LP on top with Ultimate top. Yep. I was going to look so sexy. Oh my God, it's going to look sexy. But
yeah, and that's one of those that that's like my desk piece. Like it looks great. I love using it. And I still use it. I still use it all the time. That's one of my work pieces. Yeah. I take to work with me, because the battery's going to last all day. And I prefer to squonk at work, so I don't have to carry a bottle of juice around with me because we got to lock all our stuff up at work. So it's easier just to take a squonk with me.
My choice squonk is the top side. I'm gonna buy a top side single. I'm not gonna buy the carbon just because I don't want the Yeehee chip. I was so disappointed in that. I was really wanting the carbon, but I just don't like that Yeehee chip. If they bring a carbon out with the original chip, I'll buy another one. But I'm not gonna buy the carbon. Asvidal asks me, says, do you get any issues or bad comm with vape companies due to you reviewing clones? I'll tell you what. The only companies that ever really came at me and attacked me is the original manufacturers, like Purge, VGod. Those are the only two. Those are the only two.
And you're a VGod fanboy. Oh, it made no sense.
As a VGod fanboy, but I just did a comparison. But that was at the time VGod was going out. They hired a law team and said, go out and get all clones off the fucking web.
Well, and the same team that attacked all their Instagram reviewers, like they were attacking their own reviewers,
then they were trying to attack
own promotional team,
and then they were trying to attack fucking e-liquid recipes.
Yeah,
I was like, dude, y'all gotta stop, y'all gotta chill. So I lost. I got 2 strikes on my channel back last year sometime when the VGod shit happened on. And Purge, them motherfuckers keep trying to put counterfeit claims on my videos. And after about four appeals of me explaining to YouTube, it's not a counterfeit, it's a clone. They don't have the right. They keep bringing my video back. So then Purge just finally gave up. I got one more Purge video I'm going to do, and I'm all, fuck Purge. I ain't spending $400 for a tube when that $20 tube does just as good. But if I have any other companies that refuse to work with me because I deal with clones, no one's actually came out and said that.
Yeah.
So, and sadly, they may have done it. Who knows? Let's see. Started vaping really hard about 2 years ago. Borrowed my homie's setup when he went on vacation. Never went back. Yeah, February 8th, 2017 is my quit date. I haven't smoked cigarettes since then. That was my last day. 95 years on source. Jason, I remember the taste. The VTR weighed a ton. 20th Ravens. Let's throw back the Vaporesso Nano Terra. There's a little beast mod.
Oh yeah, the Nano Terra. That I remember when my vape shop got those in. I think it was the white one with the carbon fiber. I was like, oh, I want it. I remember I loved the look of that mod when it came out.
Maybe we can do maybe once a month or something. 1 week a month, we'll get some kind of throwback device.
Do some throwbacks?
Was a really popular device back in the day? Where'd it go? And
how one of those things kind of like, too, how does this stack up now? And go, oh, yeah, we didn't need to upgrade. We're just all love our new devices because it's new and shiny.
Yeah, how does it stack up? What innovation has it inspired for the current day shit? Like I said, I think there's a lot of current day stuff innovated from this thing.
And see, now when I was using that as well, I was vaping it in temp control. I was always vaping it in temp control. That was back in my temp control days, when I was, stainless steel wire. That's still all I use. But yeah, I was using it in temp control. That's another reason why I liked it, for the temp. And that one's one of the few that has, you noticed it when you went to the menu.
Yeah,
it has
simple
temp control for nichrome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, nichrome. Yeah. Today you don't see that hardly.
Yeah, because I think that because you shouldn't be able to temp control on nichrome, but that's a whole other issue.
So only 2 companies attacked. I feel like I've been left out by others. I don't think so. I just think my channel size where I don't push to grow any bigger. Like I've said from the beginning, when I get about mid 2Ks or so, I'm going to stop producing as much content and quit pushing. I've said that from like the beginning,
Yep.
Because what I enjoy about YouTube is being able to interact with every single comment, every single person on my channel. You get past a certain point, you can't do that no more. It's just you just can't.
You can. It's just going to take up every second of your life.
I work for a living, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be a possibility. There might be some companies who don't want to associate their name with a clone channel, but then again, I think if I would push to 5K, which I thought about doing a couple times, and I even pushed a video like with a whole new graphic setup. I think 5K is that magic number, really, to where you get shit from everybody.
But I think then they're missing the point of the clone show. Like you said from the beginning, we've had this conversation ad nauseum.
Mm-hmm.
The whole point of the clone show is that they do exist, and people are going to buy them, and you're going to try to get them first to let people know, don't get this clone.
Yeah.
Like it's going to auto fire on you, or the deck's going to crack. Remember?
Yeah,
don't get this clone because it's not safe.
It's a warning shot, and you know, and you know, if I cared about views and subs, I would do nothing but clone show episodes. The clone show episodes get thousands of views.
Yep.
The authentic shit I do don't.
Yep.
So I don't. If I wanted to grow, I would do nothing but clones. But I want a variety, some juices. This live show, Team Goonies, authentics, and clones. A variety. I get bored, so I gotta keep my brain entertained, so I don't keep getting being
the
stupid.
squirrel. What?
Oh, what the fuck was that? Right. So yeah, maybe. Let's see. Two comes in. The new top side is also expensive, and what? New dress, button dress, land. Well, you know what? Some people call it a cash grab, and I would probably agree with that. Only if he didn't in his very first video, in his presentation video in January on the top side duel. He said in the first 3 minutes, this is what's coming out soon. I've got plans for a top or a higher tier device a few months after. He said, I want a full transition, full disclosure. Not going to be a cash grab, but it's going to be for those fans that really want that higher end field device for not such a high end price. $150 not bad for that carbon. That's dual carbon and resin. That's carbon and resin. That's real shit. If you watch the video, I don't think it's a cash grab personally, but that's just my opinion.
Fanboy.
You have so many great stories. Yeah, hey, fanboy. Okay, I'd love to throw that industry into the boost. Let's see. Oh, yeah, when you was doing that, the hookah products. New companies, review industry. Yeah, fuck all of them. Fuck them all. Don't talk bad about Purge. Michael loves the he does love the Pandora Blue. You're right. He does.
Don't. That was the end of Purge for me. That was before you even got your strikes. That was when that mod came out. I was like, it's a butterfly, man. Like, it was that whole, Purge's whole design, the skulls and you think about all the mods. When that came out, to me, that was a cash grab. That was Purge's cash grab. That was their jump the shark moment for me. Like, it was like, you don't need to do this. You're already Purge. Right. You're doing this as a cash grab just to hit her market. Like, I remember I still, one of y'all sends me that, and you're going to get to see what happens to a Purge when a 20 gauge out back and a deer slug goes up against it.
Mr. Pete, Vape Pete 123, Mr. Happy, aka Micah.
Hey, Pete.
Clones are kind of taboo in the reviewers realm, hence how I found your channel. Yeah, so I mean, like I said before, I don't care who talks shit about my channel or don't want to associate themselves with me because I do clones. But the fact is, the clones are out there. They're going to be out there, exist. People can't afford $400 mods when they can spend $20 on a tube and a piece of metal that can do the same damn thing. And if I find something that's bad and unsafe, I will let you know. That's the first thing I do. But I've been fortunate. I haven't had a lot of bad, unsafe ones. I've had a couple things. The fucking Red Dog broke clamp, the damn top.
The Mad Dog.
Red Dog. Mad Dog broke. That fucking auto fire thing on that fucking one Kennedy setup I had.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, do not buy this damn thing. So things like that, I would definitely do, put them out there. Hey, Pippa, welcome, sweetheart. Yes, ma'am. Always real. Always real. Funny thing about clones.
Yeah, that was my whole thing with clones, too. I mean, I have plenty of clones. Like, back when I first started getting into RDAs, I couldn't afford to spend the money at the, because that's when I was buying everything in the vape shop. And I still like to support my local vape shop. They're going to go out of business. If we all just buy everything online, we'll say bye-bye to your vape shop. You know what I mean? Like, when you're in a pinch, and I get wrap wire from them. I can get that a lot cheaper. I know where to get my wire, but I still get it from them.
All right.
But I have as many clones as I might not have. There was a time where I had more clones than I had authentics when it came to like RDAs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think now it's actually flipped the other direction, and that's just because the price point on good stuff that's new isn't. We're not sitting in the $90, $130 range. People aren't asking. Remember, we used to go to the vape shop and be like, "Oh, how much is this? Oh, that's 165."
No.
Like, buy. The only one, like my Goon, like I saved up for the Goon for a while, and I got that from my vape shop. I paid a premium. I think I paid like $125 for my Goon, but I did that to help them too. Like I knew that was coming. I could have gotten it cheaper for $528, and I knew that. But I was like, I told him, save this one for me. He did. It was nice and patinaed and in the case, and that's the one I got. Like,
See,
but I did that to support them too.
White Hot Dog does have a point. It says, are they really clones or are they just seconds, rejects of the real thing?
Right.
Now, here's the thing. You just don't know, because a lot of these, like Goon, they get their stuff made in China. So they have to send the specs to this company in China. So they have the specs to remake this thing. And I'm sure they do it on line number 2, right beside line number 1, making the real shit. But with probably less quality material. Maybe even the same material. Who fucking knows?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, look at the Purge clone.
Yeah,
I think it's a solid piece of copper.
It is.
There's no difference. Like, it's...
I mean, I know there's different grades to metal, but it's like, it's so... What the fuck? I mean, these companies that are making the real shit, they're also making the clones. That's just... no doubt
well,
about
then that's what you used to see. You don't see it quite as much, but you would see, like, a review would come out for a product that was in, pre-release. It's not going to be out for 3 months, and then on Fastech you'd see it for sale. You're like, wait, wait a minute. The clone.
When the clone comes out before the authentic,
3 months before the authentic, and you were like, what is going on here? And that was with like everything. When Kindbright was really in the clone game, Kindbright stuff was coming out before the authentics were.
Yeah, I agree, Pete. If clones keep people off tobacco and purchasing a clone leads to betterment and the purchase of something safer, they can't be all that bad. Yeah. So.
Exactly. If somebody's like, I only have $40 and we know the pen's not going to do it for them, and so they get a clone instead, and then they start vaping instead of smoking, and then they start getting to the enthusiastic side like we do and start getting genuine products, I'm all for it.
Well,
if what made you stop was a clone, like, I'm all for it.
Well, that's kind of like me, Asvidel. He says he turned vaping into a hobby from the first day. Helped a lot to forget about the cigs that I rolled for 16 years. Being limited to 30+ euro stuff would have been massive pain to explore new things. Like some clones really like rejects, especially when they come out freaking fast after the original. They just lack the finish. Yeah, I mean, it's all a lot of those materials and finish and so forth is about the only difference you'll see. They won't spend as much time on a clone, like finish-wise, as they will an authentic. But I think they've gotten much better here as of late.
Yeah, China's up their game. Their machining is so much better. I mean, I like some of my older stuff. There's little notches. Stuff it's squeaky. The threads aren't nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you compare even just the thread sizing. The fine threads that are nice and smooth versus the big giant.
Yeah.
You gotta turn it and twist it.
Then you got Bubby coming in. Bubby Blindly's like, I turned vaping into a fiendish obsession. No regrets.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, like when I started building, like I didn't have an obsession with vaping. I would just enjoyed vaping. I wasn't smoking.
Yeah.
And then when I started coil building, then I was done. Then I had to have different RDAs. I had to be able to try, what RDA is going to fit this build? What's going to do this? What's going to do? Like, I was done. Once I started building, done.
So yeah, I went all in right from the get go. I went head first, head over heels. I started vaping in February, started reviewing in March. By June, I was DIY or trying to coil and making my own damn juices. I mean, I go head first.
Fail at an alien for 9
months. Oh my God, y'all watched the good, bad, and the ugly of me trying to do aliens. I wanted aliens. I wanted that fucking. Now I'm like 3 minutes done.
Yeah, right.
It's funny how it happened that way. What? And then Javier, hey, this channel loves you, my friend. This channel loves you too. You know what? Mitch says he wishes China would clone some good USA juices. You know what? I'm all for clones. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think I'm going to buy any clone juices from China.
Every time I see juices,
China,
I'm like, nope.
I just skip that category. Juices from China, not me. I'll buy my own flavors and do my own clone.
Yeah, right.
Buy legit stuff too. Waiting for my new one tomorrow in the mail. The Vape VX200. That's for people seem to like that. That's good. Chinese juices, yep. Asphodel's the same way. I ain't touching Chinese juices yet. So.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know where your nicotine's from. I don't know what concentrate you're using.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, I can look at a copper tube and know it's copper. All right, we're good.
That's about it.
With juice, I know how cheap it is to DIY my own juice. I don't need to buy clone juice. Like,
right.
I can attempt and fail 150 times, and it's still cheap.
Yeah, I got some new juices this weekend to try. I got the line right here from Confection Vape, and then I got some new ones today from Marco's V Liquid, not E Liquid, but V Liquid. I'm not sure what the V stands for. I haven't really looked into it that much yet. But the only commercial juice that I buy on the reg is the one strawberry. Now they just got a new one called Marshmallow coming out. I got a bottle on the way already. I hit them up and said, "Yo, you see my order history? Let me get a bottle of the Marshmallow." They said, "Okay." And so it's on its way. I should have it tomorrow. But speaking of juices, though, I mean, other than the one that I buy, all the other stuff I get in for review from time to time, I DIY all my shit. But right now, I haven't really been DIYing my own because all I vape is the one. That's all I vape. That's
He's
it.
not joking.
I used to carry 3 and 4 flavors with me every day. Now, I swear, today I took the second bottle out of my vape case, and I was like, I don't know why I'm carrying it. I'm not even vaping it. This is all I'm looking to vape.
Right.
So, yeah.
Hometown's the only place I spend my money on juice. Usually now I'll go to my shop, and if they get something new in, I'll ask them. You know, like I want to try the PB and Jam Monster so bad. Like, is everybody loved it? I'm like, I want to see if it works, and they never have it in. So I'm like, that's one juice that I want to try.
It's not, to me, it needs more peanut butter. The grape's okay, but it's not enough for me to fucking.
Yeah, and when they get their stuff in, like they let me try it at the shop all the time. They're like, oh yeah, we got this open, because all the employees, we all sit there and talk and bullshit. And so I'll try what they're using, and I'm like, nah, I'm good. So I'm just,
Yes, Matt, I do have an addiction.
Oh Lord.
Mitch was like, I keep telling myself DIY juice, not sure how to get started. You know how I got started?
Whole City Flavors.
A company pissed me off.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how I learned about DIY. This company right here. I'm not gonna say the name, but that flavor, Catalyst, was a fried blueberry ice cream. That company pissed me off. They sent me 10 bottles to apologize. You know what that did? You know what I did with that 10 bottles? 2 of those bottles, I started searching YouTube, say how to make e-juices. That's when I learned DIY was a thing. I ran into a guy and I hit him up, JFN Development. You may know him. And I said, hey, you ever heard of this juice? He's like, no. I was like, if I send you a bottle, can you try to clone it? He said, sure. He came up with a recipe that was so close that it was good enough for me to not have to worry about them no more. So the flavors I bought on my first order was the flavors that he put in that recipe. I made a 500 ml bottle of that shit. Loved it. And then I had some flavors left over. I was like, I started thinking, what can I do now with what I got left over? Just because you got 7 juices for one mix doesn't mean you ain't got 10 or 20 mixes off of what you got left. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And then you start looking at other videos and finding flavor profiles you think you're going to like. Blueberries and cream, strawberries and cream, whatever floats your boat. And then you start buying flavors for that kind of a recipe. And then all of a sudden, you got 500 flavors.
Also, your vape bench isn't full of mods and RDAs anymore. It's full of juices. I don't have any room for all of mine.
If you do want to start out, you can't I would say Nicotine River for your nicotine, your VG and PG. Bull City Flavors for all your flavors. And use code COUNTRY6. But if you want to try a really good recipe right off the gate, go to one of my regular videos. In the description, I have one of my flavors, one of my recipes in there called Crepe Escape. It's live on Bull City. You can get the whole little pack, enough to make about 300 mils of juice for like $11, $12.
Yeah.
For the flavors. And then you get your VG, PG, and Nick from Nick River. And then you'll have enough for a good. Crepe Escape is a strawberry creamed maple syrup crepe, breakfast crepe. Really fucking good.
And anybody that's not doing DIY because you're like, nicotine is so expensive.
No.
500 mils of nicotine is going to, if you're just making juice for yourself, like that's going to last you a year. Maybe not, like it's going to last you a long time. Maybe not quite a year, but 500 mils of nicotine in your freezer will last you forever.
Yes.
Like that $50 or whatever it is going to last you a lot. Like, because that's the big expense when you first, you're like, oh my gosh, the nicotine itself is 50 or, you know, whatever the price is now.
Yeah.
And like, that's what kept me from wanting to do it. I'm like, I have to have my nicotine. Like,
yeah, think about this. So you're getting a 500 ml bottle, but you're only using like 0.3 grams of the bottle, which is like
I use 0.9 for 3 mg, and that's nothing. You like,
depending on the size of the bottle, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not, that nicotine is going to last you forever. When you got something that big, but you're barely using that much of it, it's going to last quite a while. Keep it in your freezer.
I remember my first order of nicotine. I sent 90 mils to someone at one point because they were running out. It's like, I got plenty. You need Nick? Got plenty of Nick.
Yes, Mitch. The safest way, the best way to mixing is by weight. So yes, get a scale. Get a scale that goes to
$7 Amazon.
$7 Amazon. Get one that goes 0.00. That's to the 100th. So you can do this 0.05 grams or 100th of a gram. $7-8 on Amazon. Good to go.
Little digital battery powered scale.
Yep.
My first one that I bought, because I was doing it by drops when I first started, and that was not fun.
I mean, some people like doing drops, but me personally, I wasn't going to do drops. The most accurate way is by scales.
Yep, by weight.
But I will say we are about 8 minutes before our hour's up, and we haven't started talking about a profile yet. So put some profile ideas in the chat so we can select one of them for this week's Team Goonie Challenge. Hopefully all three have something that's worth a shit as opposed to not worth a shit. So hopefully we'll have a success. Hopefully I'll have a successful recipe this week. I guarantee I will. I'm not gonna give up.
Yep.
Let's see. Last week was our 20.
Hey, anything will be better than the Wheel of Death. So, like that.
Last week was our 2019 Vape Expo in Mexico City, and I think 60% of the visitors came with their own clone RDA. But the funny thing is that the expo said the clones were not allowed. They're so good, man. You don't know if it's a clone or not, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, like when the Goon clones came out, those are 1-to-1s. I mean, you can take the clamps and the screws out of your clone and put them on your authentic, vice versa. Like, you know, that's what China. I mean, the 1-to-1 clones, man. What was the other one? The Broadside.
Oh, Broadside's, I think it's the best clone out there. I think it's the best clone for mechanical mod anyway.
Yeah, and I got that because I was like, I wanted to get into mechs, but I didn't want to spend, $200, $300 on a tube if I wasn't gonna like it. That's why my first mech was a clone.
Yeah, I mean, the way I got my authentic Broadside was one of you subscribers. Y'all bought it for me as a like a thank you gift, and I was like, okay, thank you back.
Yep. Right.
But the only difference between the authentic clone, I opened it on camera and did a comparison right at the get go, was the O-ring used in the fire switch. The one on the authentic was more tension and more just smooth. It just felt better.
It is beefier.
And then the other one was just a little crunchy, but you get a better O-ring and it's the same fucking thing.
There you go.
But Javier, I just clicked it. Go to your channel link on your name, and I was looking for your show there just so I could look at it after the show, but I didn't see anything. All I saw was like a dancing video. So if you're doing that thing on another channel, give me a link, please.
I know I keep looking to my right. Sorry about that. My dog's over here losing his mind.
Why haven't I had this on live chat the whole damn game? I'm an idiot. I probably missed some questions. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry if I missed anything because this thing's been on top chats and the live chat. I hate that YouTube does that. Stupid. Vindicator clone is awesome. I've thought about getting a Vindicator many times, and I feel like now it's just too late to even get it, so I just didn't get it. But I do have the Overlord on the way. That's true, Asfadel. I have had some clones that come out after the Authentics, but the clone has corrected what the problems were on the Authentic.
Yep.
Like whether it be a clamp or maybe missing a lock cap or something, they have edited their version to make it better. Some clones are better.
I think the Dead Rabbit was the one that did the opposite. If I'm not mistaken, like the post holes didn't go all the way through on the original Dead Rabbit clones. Like they didn't, You know what I mean? Because that was supposed to be able just to drop and screw down your leads. You didn't have to clip them.
Now,
But on the clone, you had to clip them because they didn't drill the post holes all the way through.
I will say though, people have asked me to do clones on things like the Dead Rabbit or the fucking anything, but I've kind of like, if it's like $25 to $30, I feel like a clone's going to be $8 to $10 anyway. I just feel like I don't want to do
just get the authentic.
I don't want to do a clone on something that cheap. Most of the clones that I do are 60, 70 or higher. The more expensive items.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best. I just think it's the best policy to go by with a clone show for me. But I don't know. That's just my opinion.
No, it makes sense because I've gotten RDAs that cost $30, and I'm like, no, I don't like it. Somebody else might, I'll send it to this person or that person or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, big deal. I'm out 30. I have plenty of RDAs. Like, I don't need to buy. I don't need anymore.
Rufy, you and your damn white Russian.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's going. We're gonna say yes to White Russian one day, but not this day. Flavor profiles, people. We're about out of time. We need some flavor profile suggestions for a juice this week. If you got a flavor in your brain, just throw it out. Throw it in the chat so we can maybe kind of put something together. Matt says peach fritters.
He said what?
Peach fritters.
Oh, I'm all for that.
I mean, cookies and cream mint shake. Ooh.
A peach fritter. Yeah.
We can't have Matt have two in a row. But if it's the best one, we'll have to say yes.
Oh, that was, yeah. I guess the crumb cake was Matt.
Put a drop of juice in the switch where it rubs, lube it up. Works great. Apple honey cake. That's from Matt, by the way. Bubby Blind, this is deep fried sponge cake. Huh. Deep fried Twinkie? Deep fried sponge cake, right?
Yep.
So, I don't know.
Only sponge cake wouldn't have the cream filling like the Twinkie would, but...
I mean, we'd take the cream out, but I'm just trying to...
Well, deep fried Twinkie, I've had... Was it Fried that makes that? Is that how you... FRYD, the juice line?
Yeah.
I've had their deep fried Twinkie like that stuff is...
I've got what somebody claims is their deep fried Oreo clone in there, and I haven't tried it. I mixed it about a month ago, and I haven't tried it since.
Man, Fried's is so sweet. I mean, it's just like Bad Blood was one of my all-time favorite juices before I started DIYing. And then what was it, about a year ago, around Halloween? I was like, I went and got a bottle from the vape shop, and so sweet. I was like, how much sweetener is in this juice? Like, I don't remember it being that sweet. And that's the problem with a lot of store-bought juices now is, like, I'll try them and I'm like, it's so sweet. Like,
so sweet, right?
And I like a sweet vape every once in a while. Like, I'm vaping on the frosting right now. That's so sweet. But right now, like, that's what I want is that super strong sweet. And then when I go to my DIY, it's just that much better because I'm like, I don't have, 8% sweetener sitting in there.
All right, we're going to have to pick one of Matt's, I guess. I don't know that White Hot Dog cookies and cream mint shake. That sounds pretty good.
Cookies and cream mint shake?
Yeah. But then, of course, Matt also brings out peach tea, orange blossom ice cream.
I think the cookies and cream mint shake.
That sounds good.
That would work.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm for that. Yeah.
Cookies and cream mint shake. And I
That's got my vote.
And I have a couple of cookies and cream. And it doesn't have to be an Oreo cookie either. It could be just a fucking...
No, it does not. Cookies and cream could be anything. It doesn't have to be Oreo.
It don't have to be a chocolate cookie.
Nope, it does not.
But
we could go a lot of different ways with that.
Yeah, but when you think cookies and cream, you think Oreos and cream, though. So
yeah, but
even like in a Hershey bar, it's like white chocolate with chunks of Oreo in it.
Yep.
Apple honey cake.
Nope.
Dutch apple pie. Ooh, that's a good one. Deep fried sponge cake I used before in a custard instead. Flavor West yellow cake, pretty good flavor.
Like just thinking about honey right now, I'm like,
I'm pretty sure I have that deep fried sponge cake. That's from Wonder Flavors, ain't it, Rufy? I think I have it.
So we got 60 seconds. I think we should go with the cookies and cream mint shake.
Cookie and cream. Anywhere a biscuit, FA cookie, only 8 thumbs up and 12 watching. Tommy Gunn, what's up, buddy? Okay, let me get my notepad out. So who was that? White Hot Dog. White Hot Dog, you win, buddy.
Yep.
Oh, Vape Pete says, oh, hang on, Matt. raspberry ice cream. There's lemon and marzipan Bakewell. I'm not sure if that's just a statement. Do they really? Okay. If you say so. All right, so let me do this. We are on TG. Oh, shit.
Dog.
TGC number 8.
9.
This is week 8, so this is number 8.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Number 8. Let's see. It was White Hot Dog.
Go look, Ahmad.
Cookies and cream, mint ice cream. All right, buddy. You're in. You are in, Mr. Whitehall.
Sounds good to me.
Need to try cheesecake from Favor. It's delicious. I have that. I do. Lemon marzipan like it. Okay. Need some honey and milk recipes, everyone? Yes, we do.
No, we don't. Nope.
All right, guys.
Nope.
That's it for today. We're right here. We're 1 minute over. We're 2 minutes over the hour. So what's going on tonight? We got the Vape team tonight at 10 o'clock. So if you want to check them out. Other than that, I think Grim Green's going on right now. If you want to check them out when we leave out. But other than that, I don't know who else is streaming. But I do thank you very much for watching. Mike and I do. Hopefully Buckeye will be back next week, feeling better and being his perky self. Overall, with the Kanger, I think it's, it was a good device for its time. It's not bad now, but it's not going to be like my Carry. But yeah, I can definitely see the engineering.
But I'm glad I have it back.
I can definitely see the engineering being influenced of today's mods from this. If you look back at the past couple of years. So that's it, guys. We thank you very much for watching. Thanks for the support of the channel. There is a link in the description for the Team Goonies official YouTube channel. Go subscribe to that channel because here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to transplant this whole show over to the Team Goonies channel where it needs to be, so we can separate myself from the Team Goonies, or at least channel-wise anyway. I want us to have a neutral spot to where we can just have a home together. I think it's probably the best thing to do for the three of us. Anyhow, Real Flavors. Oh yeah, Real Flavors. I think you're probably right there, Rufy. I think I do have it. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching, coming out, hanging out with us, and all the support. And we'll see.
We appreciate it.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Later, y'all.
Hey, you guys!